Now, Essex County has a mighty pretty fair. All the smarty fiddlers from the South go there. Elbows flying as they rosin up their bows for the first prize contest in the Georgia Fiddlers show. Well, there's old Dan Whelan with his whiskers in his ears. He's the kingpin fiddler for nearly 20 years. And Big Tom Sargent with his blue walleye. Little Jimmy Weezer, who can make a fiddle cry. Well, they're all sitting around spitting high and strutting proud, just tuning up their fiddles as the judges tell the crowd. Well, them that gets the mostest claps win the bestest prize. Well, everyone's waiting for the first Tweedledee when in comes a stumbling Hillbilly me. Well, I bowed right purty to the judges and the rest. I took a silver dollar from the hole inside my vest. I plunked it on the table. I said, there's my calling card, and anyone that beats me, well, he's got to fiddle hard. Well, old Dan Whelan, he was laughing fit to holler. And little Jimmy Weezer says, there's one dead dollar. And Big Tom Sargent with that yeller toothy grin. But I tucked my little whippoorwill underneath my chin, and I petted it and tuned it till the judges said, begin. Well, Big Tom Sargent was the first in line. You know, he could fiddle all the bugs off a sweet potato vine. He could fiddle down a possum from a mile-high tree. He could fiddle up a whale from the bottom of the sea. And you could hear the hands spanking as they spanked each other raw when he finished variations on Turkey in the Straw. Little Jimmy Weezer was the next to play. You know, he could fiddle all night and fiddle all day. He could fiddle chills. He could fiddle fever. He could make a fiddle rustle like a lowland river. He could make a fiddle croon like a loving woman. And they clapped like thunder when he finished strumming. Well, next come the ruck of the bobtail fiddlers, the let's go easies and the fair to middlers. Well, they got some claps, and they lost their bicker. They all settled back for some more corn liquor. And the crowd grew tired of their no-account squealing, went up to the center, stepped old Dan Whelan. Well, he fiddled high and he fiddled low. He fiddled and fiddled with that cherry wood bow. He fiddled north, he fiddled south, he fiddled the heart right out of your mouth. He fiddled the wind by a lonesome moon. He fiddled the most almighty tune. He started fiddling like a ghost, but he ended fiddling like a host. When he was finished, the crowd let loose. And I sat there, wondering, well, what's the use? But I stood up pert, and I took my bow, and my fiddle went to my shoulder so. And there wasn't no crowd to get me phased, because I was alone, where I was raised up in the hills, so high it makes you scared, where God lies sleeping with his big white beard. My mother was a whippoorwill pert. My father, he was lazy. But I'm hell broke loose in a new store shirt to fiddle all Georgia crazy. Swing your partner up and down the middle. Sashay now, oh, listen to my fiddle. Flapjack slipping on a red-hot griddle, and hell's broke loose. Hell's broke loose. Fire in the mountains, snakes in the grass. Satan's here about it. Oh, Lordy, let him pass. Go down, Moses. Set my people free. Pop goes the weasel through the old Red Sea. Well, Jonah's sitting on a hickory bough. Up jumps a whale. And where's your prophet now? Rabbit in the pea patch, possum in the pot. Try and stop my fiddle, now my fiddle's getting hot. Sing it from the mountains, slap it from the hills, 'cause I'm flying high as an eagle's quill, and hell's broke loose, hell's broke loose, hell's broke loose in Georgia. Well, there wasn't a sound when I stopped bowing. But somewhere or other, the dawn was crowing. And I thought, you fiddled all night and lost. You're a good hillbilly, but you've been bossed. So I went to congratulate old man Dan. But he put his fiddle into my hands. And that's when the noise of the crowd began.